He just hangs out in the corner. He was just hanging out on my lap for a little bit, licking me, but I'm gonna let him just hang out. I'm not gonna put him in a crate or anything. He's just gonna kind of decompress. Might take him a few days here. But yeah, this is the guy, man. Oh my goodness, little Hashi. What's up, buddy? Hey, sweet guy. Yeah, that's our boy. Keep you guys updated. What's up, guys? Back at it again. I'm here at the healing grounds for Hashi here, aka Mr. Nervous Nelly, the dog that never learned how to be a dog. I call this place the healing grounds because when you talk about dog behavior issues, a lot of your issues can be solved simply by putting your dog on a long line like this, going on a walk with no rewards, no commands, just you and the dog enjoying life together and letting your dog explore and have space to be able to roam. I mean, this is crucial, but I want to talk here a little bit about Mr. Nervous Nelly here, Hashi. He's a little 2-year-old Bernedoodle, and he came to me because his owners adopted him, and they had him for a little bit, a month or two, and he was extremely fearful, like just flat out afraid of everything, like his own shadow, right? So when he came to me, or when I actually met them at the eval, he was shaking and just would not approach me. I mean, took a little bit, but he never really even warmed up to me at the eval, which most dogs by the end of the eval were best friends. So he came to me, and a little backstory: on day one, when we first got to my house, he just literally sat in the corner of my living room for like 3 or 4 hours straight, just shaking. And most dogs, I'm like walking him around on a leash, showing him the house. Him, I just wanted to go the ignore him route and just literally let him do his thing and decompress. So I was working on some videos on my couch, and like 3 hours later, he just jumps up on the couch and just lays on me. But yeah, that was pretty much day one. But I want to talk about a cool thing that I did with him, utilizing my own dog, and how I got over the fear of me and my wife. I'll talk about that at the end because it's amazing, and it works wonders. Really cool thing. But I want to just talk about what I'm doing here in the woods. Okay, so let's talk about fear and how I've been working through it. So most trainers, when they get a dog, regardless if it's fear, aggression, or just general obedience, immediately they start drilling heel, 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 right by my side, heel, 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 pop, 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 heel, heel, yes, yes, right, click, click, reward, reward, right? They just start nonstop practicing commands, and I used to do the same, but I do things a lot differently now, and I'll talk about what I've been doing with Hashi. So again, my theory is that Hashi has just never been socialized or had the freedom to actually explore and build confidence. So what I've been doing with him is every day, multiple times a day, we're going out to the woods and we're just walking. No commands, no rewards, just literally two best friends hanging out, exploring life, seeing cool things together. And this is where the healing takes place. All right, like, it's crucial though. Like, I have him on a flexi leash here. He has the freedom to roam. There's no rules. Go sniff. I don't let him pull on the leash. Like, if he gets to the end of it, I'll give him a little, information. Hey, don't pull. But like, I'm just letting him roam, do his thing. I'm not talking to him. Just hanging out. And when we finally built that strong relationship where he was like truly excited to see me every morning, then he became a Velcro dog, and everywhere I went with him, just glued to my side. And mind you, I've taught him sit, place, come, all his commands. Like, he knows I'm pretty good. And that's not going to fix the fear though, all right? And neither is having him go around people and saying yes sir, click when people walk by. Like, that's counter conditioning stuff. It works a little bit, but that's not what's going to solve him. Like, he's truly bad. Just never had any experiences socially before. He loves dogs though, and that goes to the thing I want to talk about at the end. It's really, really cool. But so he became very Velcro-y, and he would just not go indulge in the freedoms of life. Like, he would walk by my side in a perfect heel everywhere we went, and people would always comment, wow, what a good dog. I'm like, no, he's not doing this because he's trained. Like, he just does not know how to be a dog. Tail is tucked. He wouldn't even go sniff, like nothing. Now look, he's doing really cool. We've had him about 2 weeks. And he wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't break away. He would just stop. Every time I stopped, he would sit, just stare at me, just shake. So, and this has went on for 2 weeks. With the long line and everything, he would still be at my side. So I knew I had to try something different because he wasn't really progressing at all. So the biggest fear he has is with humans. Like, he's very fearful. He's not aggressive. He won't bite, but he just wants to run away every single time he sees a human. So what I did was I went to the pet store the other day, and you guys can see the video. And I finally started putting him in some social situations because at that point, at that video, he trusts me. He thinks he's my dog, and we have a great relationship now. So I utilized at a pet store, my friends that work there, I did some, social interactions where I would have them use some food. They'd feed them, they'd pet them a little bit. And in the video, you see him kind of chill out a little bit, but he's never truly like tail wagging happy. He's still a little shut down and nervous. But ever since that day, which was the other day, like our next walk that we had after that day was, I went out to a new place, and again, I did the same thing. I went to an area with some grass and snow mountains and stuff, and I just stood there. I didn't say a single word to him. And what happened was he started walking away from me. He would walk like 3 feet away, stop, and then he'd come right back to me and sit down. And then like 30 seconds later, he would walk like 5 feet away, stop and stare, and then he'd come back, run back, sit down. But I just stood there completely quiet. I didn't praise him for coming back because in this case, that's not what I wanted. So I didn't give him any praise for coming back or anything. And after a few minutes, he started actually wandering, and then like you could literally see him like go from like super fear state to is this okay to literally going, wow, I can actually go and explore. So we went over to some snow mountains, not real mountains, it's just those little hills that the plow trucks make in the parking lots. But yeah, he went over, climbed one, and just got the zoomies. And then he like looked at me, he laid down in the snow, tail wagged, he ran over to me. And then after that, he literally just started sniffing and walking around and doing this ever since. So that session in that video, if you see how fearful he still is, that session definitely unlocked part of his brain to understand that it's okay to try new things. So now I want to say this is where the healing begins, right? Because now he can do what dogs do. Like, I don't have any rewards, right? His release command or the free walk, this is his reward. Like, just sniffing everything. There's no rules on our walk right now. Like, no structure, nothing at all. Like, we're just walking. And he's not gonna pull me anyways. But if he like got to the end of the leash, was consistently just pulling, I would let him know, hey, don't do that. But otherwise, there's no rules, nothing. No recalls, no sit, no down, nothing. Just walking. And he's already, his tail's not tucked right now. He's wagging, he's walking, he's trotting along. But what I think happened at the pet store and why it caused him to finally branch out a little bit and start exploring and indulge in the freedom of trees and grass and sticks is because I didn't put him in any social situations until that day. That was the first session. And I think that situation really, again, unlocked part of his brain where he realized that it's okay, that you don't have to display the fear, but you can breathe, you can take a chill pill and relax and decompress. And then of course, when we went out, the walk after, when he started doing the thing where he was walking like 3 feet away from me, would run back to me, sit, and then he'd run 5 feet away, run back and sit. I think that was him figuring. He just jumped over this log twice. Like, he's doing wonderful. He would have never done that. But yeah, the reason why I think now he's like this is because most people, like most trainers, they're so militant and controlling on structure that if he started to walk away, they probably would have called him back. And then they would have said yes and rewarded that, right? They wouldn't have realized what was happening in that moment. And they would have interrupted the natural thought process of Hashi here. It interrupted that, moment to unlock his confidence a little bit to go explore, right? And they wouldn't even known that they're doing anything bad. That's the thing. But again, that moment where he finally realized he can go explore and he got the zoomies and laid down and tail wagged and then ran in circle, that was almost him saying, wow, thank you. I didn't realize I could do this, right? I didn't give him there's no commands done either. Like, I let him do everything. He was just hanging out, chilling. And now, every walk we go on right now, there's no rules. Probably for the next few days, there's no rules at all. It's just walking, exploring, because this is where I wanted him to be, like first week ideally. But yeah, I'm patient. And there was just something blocking him. And that I just really think that taking him and putting him in that social interaction, even though he was nervous, it just really helped him out a lot for his overall mental state. So we have a long way to go with him. I don't want to slide on this ice here. Whew. I almost just crashed out. But yeah, so like our days are going to consist for the next few days, week, however long it takes, of us just walking outside and exploring the woods. We're going to come to this same spot though. Here's what's important. I learned this from Dylan Jones, that you can emotionally condition an environment to where the dog feels extremely comfortable and happy and associates the environment with joy. And once the dog really loves the environment, where every time you get in the car, he just knows that we're coming here, this is where I'm going to start introducing people again. If you have a fearful dog that is very scared of people, a lot of trainers, me myself including back in the day, I blasted neutrality, ignore, and mark, reward when the dog doesn't blow up, reward when the dog doesn't run, have the dog sit, have someone walk past, reward when they walk past. All that stuff doesn't change the dog's mindset. Do you think a dog would rather be sitting next to you, taking treats, or do you think a dog is truly rewarded by being a dog like this and exploring? Ask yourself that. Again, I learned that from Dylan Jones. Like, he's an awesome trainer, really cool guy. So again, right? We're gonna emotionally condition this place. We're gonna come here every single day, a couple times a day. And we're just gonna walk and have fun, run around, act like goofballs in public. And after this next week, I plan on achieving play here as well, because he has not played yet. Just a little short bursts here and there, but I plan on achieving play here. And if I can do that, it'll be even better. But how I'm going to get him to enjoy people, because this guy loves being cuddled, and I know inside he wants to have those social interactions. So how I'm going to start adding strangers is, once he loves this place, and every time we get in the car, he thinks we're going here, I'm going to have a stranger, probably one of my friends that he's never met, ride in the car with us to this place. And he's just going to walk with us. He's not going to interact with Hashi. We're just going to walk together. That's all we're going to do. And if Hashi shows interest in him and wants to approach him, then we might push a social interaction. Maybe use a little bit of food, maybe some affection, see if he wants it. But if he doesn't show any interest, we're going to completely ignore it. And he's our stranger, my friend in this case, is just going to walk with us. And we're going to associate the bad feelings he gets about people with the amazing place that he loves here. And do you think that a dog that is extremely calm in an environment that they absolutely love is more prone to display the fear of the trigger or less prone? And I think you guys should know the answer. So this is what we're doing. Oh yeah, I have these glasses on, by the way, because I have a migraine today and it's too bright, all the white snow. But that's what we're doing, right? I plan on getting him over his fear of people, because here's the thing. I don't not only want him to be neutral in public and not want to have to bark and run to everybody. He doesn't bark, by the way, or run away from everybody, but I want him to actually want social interactions. Like if I'm in everyday life walking him, we're hanging out and I stop to talk to somebody, I don't need him to be shaking and pulling away on the leash and choking. I just want him to be comfortable with it, but also understand that stress management doesn't have to look like running away. Stress management can be go sniff, go do your thing. You don't have to interact, right? Like I'm not gonna avoid people on my walks just for him. Like we're gonna go see people and he's just gonna learn that like people aren't bad. Like I'm not gonna just come here, tight leash, heel. Hey, sit. Hey, yes, here's some food. No, I'm not gonna do none of that stupid stuff. I'm going to act like a normal dude. And I'm not gonna put him in social situations again now until we emotionally condition him to this place to where he absolutely loves it and is just completely himself and playing. Once we achieve that, we're gonna introduce the strangers again, very slowly. So yeah, I wanna talk about though, how I got this guy to not be scared of me. Because day 2, every time I'd come out of the room, I'd go to the crate, he would just back up to the back of the crate, I'd open the crate, he wouldn't come out for like a while. Like it took him like 30 minutes to come out, but then he still would like run away and go sit in the corner. So he's still scared of me. But here's what I did. So as a dog trainer, you want to be versatile and understand. Oh, sorry. My low power mode thing popped up. You want to be versatile and understand that not every dog is going to react to the same things and the same type of training. Like there's no dog that I've ever trained the same. I mean, there's things that remain the same throughout all dogs, but the process is different for every dog. Like you got to find out who your dog is, what they love, right? So in this case, he saw my dog, right? Because my dog, I didn't know how he was with dogs. I didn't want to overwhelm him, so I had my dogs away when he first came over. But he saw my dog in the crate, and his tail went from tucked to perked up, and he like did the whole thing. So I was like, oh, this is good. I let my dog out, and of course he loved it, and he started to play with my dog. And then I called my dog to me, and when I called my dog to me, he just came right over to me, tail wagging, flopped over on his back, wanted some belly rubs. And so here's why he was able to open up to me. Again, it goes for emotionally conditioning something. He's already emotionally conditioned to love dogs. Like he just loves dogs. And so dogs cannot be two things at once. He can't be fearful and having a blast. So he saw my dog, it put him in a very high aroused state, super happy. And then when I called my dog over to me, by default, he followed him and then he just jumped on me. I almost tricked his mind. To want the affection from me. And because of that, I've actually been using my dog to get him used to different environments as well, right? So again, this is something that happened by accident, but I used it. I saw it as a advantage to try that. And of course it worked. It was really awesome. I feel really cool for that. But again, it just happened by accident. It's just something I picked up on. I'm like, ooh, I could use that. That's really awesome. So that's what I did. And ever since then, he's been great with me. I mean, he's, jumping on me, feeling excited when I wake up. So yeah, like.
What's up, guys? Sorry, my phone ran out of storage on the walk, and I didn't want to ruin the walk standing there deleting stuff. But I want to finish my thought here. So yeah, utilizing my dog to trick his mind into a highly animated, happy state, and in that state, having him come and get some affection from me. So we've been good ever since then. But of course, going back to the Velcro point, here's something else that I wanted to talk about. He knows place command, and he knows to stay on his place. I can tell him place. I can walk as far as I want away. I can leave out of sight. He'll keep the command. But for me, that wasn't a natural way to get him away from me, because still he's sitting on the place and he's not free. He's just like, he still mentally has something blocked, right? Keeping him from fully being a dog. So keeping on place and saying, look how good he's doing. That I could care less how good a dog looks doing, or I can care less about how much a dog knows obedience wise if the dog does not look happy and looks like he is somebody, and is animated and loves life, right? That's not all there is to dog training, is obedience. But I use obedience in an awesome way, especially with aggressive dogs or dogs that are messed up, in getting the authority over them and building a relationship as well, also using play. But yeah, so if you got a dog that's just fearful of everything and you're a trainer or an owner, hear me out. Take off the treat pouch, put the toy in your pocket, because you might want to use that if you're walking to a field to play with your dog. But put your dog on like a 20-foot leash, flexi leash, long line, and go out on a walk without doing any obedience. No obedience, no come, no sit, nothing. Just let your dog be a dog. And of course, if he gets to the end of the leash and is pulling, you want to fix that. I'm going to give him a couple pops, pop, pop. But other than that, like, let your dog be a dog, especially if they have fear, and watch how much they open up over the course of like a week or two. Like, you'd be surprised. Or if you have a reactive dog, put your dog on a 20-foot leash and go on a walk. Go back to the place where he reacts and just go on a walk. But this time, give him space. Don't keep him in a little heel. Like, let him be free and walk. And you'll see how much better, or you'll see how your dog can surprise you as well. But you'll see how much better they do. Not saying that they can't ever be on a short leash. You know what I mean? But I don't start a dog on a short leash anymore. Yeah, it's really cool. So I'll keep you guys updated on Hashi here, and just laying down in the back. He just had a blast. We were hopping over logs, jumping over frozen creeks, sniffing trees. It was awesome. He's, really coming around. So again, we're going to go here every single day, a couple times a day for the next week, and just let him be a dog. No commands. And then I'm going to show you guys the video of when I'm going to try to record it when I finally bring somebody with us that he's never met. And I want to see how he does with that. I want to get that on video, show you guys here. But yeah, this guy, since you haven't seen the very beginning, because I wasn't really recording much, he was just afraid of everything. Tail tucked. I don't even use food for training. He just eats his meals at home. Like, I don't use food for training. I want to use play, but he won't really play yet. I get short bursts and I take it when they happen. But other than that, we have no game established yet. But that'll come. That'll come. There's more ways to play other than with toys. Like, we do a lot of personal play in the house, which is fun. But yeah, like, he was just a wreck when he came to me, just super scared. He still is, but he's not nearly as bad. I mean, I can tell him sit, and people can walk by him. He's fine now. And again, most trainers, they stick to that. They're going to say, sit down. The person walks by. They're going to go, yes, click, food, reward. And then the dog, cool, he can sit. Nice. He can place while people go by. But that's not doing anything to solve the mindset. He still looks at the people as bad. He's just knowing that if I get up, I'm going to get blasted with an e-collar or a leash pop or prong collar. And not to say that your dog should do the obedience. Like, that's fine. I mean, if my dogs break obedience, yeah, like, I'm going to, punish that behavior or correct the behavior. But if you're only focusing on that to solve a fear case or reactivity case or aggression case, dude, you're going to fail. Your dog's still going to be neurotic. And then when they go home to the owners who are not dog trainers, who are going to be overwhelmed by the homework you give them, the dog's going to revert back to how they were. And that's even happened to me a couple times still. And now we're working and we're getting progress again. But it's happened a couple times to me, especially when I was learning, and I still am learning every day. But it's really crazy because my dogs and results are looking better than 90% of trainers out here in my city, which is sad. Like, it's not a flex, because I haven't been training 16 plus years. Like, I'm fairly new. And I see dog trainers who have been training 16, 20, 30 years, and their dogs look terrible. They look so unhappy. But yeah, they could sit. Fido can sit. He can lay down. But I mean, he's unhappy. Like, he's just not fulfilled as a dog. He just looks terrible while doing it. You know what I mean? Like, the dogs are just like, whatever. Like, they want to be running. And again, there's a lot of people around here that promise off leash. I don't do off leash to show off. I do off leash because the dogs need it to be fulfilled. You have to have a dog off leash. There's a reason why my board and train, by default, every dog is off leash. And that's why I use e-collars. If a client doesn't want a dog off leash, we're not going to use an e-collar. But all the places around here that promise off leash, their off leash looks like their dog is right by their side, freaked out, scared to explore to be a dog because they don't want to get blasted with an e-collar. And then they don't know what the e-collars mean in the first place anyway, so they shut down and lay down, and they call that obedience. And they're going, see, he stayed. See, he's off leash. Your dog is off leash in a mental box, an invisible barrier by your leg, not able to go be a dog. You know what I mean? Like, that's not off leash. So it's crazy. But yeah, guys, this guy, fearful dog. Take your dog out in a long line. Go for a walk. No words, no commands, no food. You can bring a toy if you want to go stop somewhere on your walk to play. But, like, just let your dog be a dog. Don't talk to them. If your dog's reactive, again, go back to the place where he reacts. But this time, let him be free on the leash and explore, investigate. And don't go up to the thing that he reacts for. That's unfair. But, like, be at the same distance he'd usually react, and he'll surprise you. Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good one.